This is the most fun part of mixing, I promise. These special effects we're going over today will help create your personal mixing vibe, which is the most important thing to accomplish as an artist. If you listen to Travis Scott, Chappelle Roan, Dua Lipa, these artists are more than just their voice. They all have a signature mixing sound and their audience might not even realize it. Today, you're gonna find yours. And if you've been following this vocal mixing series, you have now learned how to manipulate the stereo field and create space within a mix. Then you learned about our core essential tone shaping plugins for your vocal effects chain like EQ and compression. And today we're going over the vibe builders: delay, reverb, modulation, saturation, and more. So if you missed those other two videos, it's so important that you go catch up on those. Trust me, follow along and you can be mixing your own vocals like a professional by the end of the day. We're gonna start our effects chain with delay, then reverb, and those are the absolute essentials. And then we'll start exploring the optional vibes plugins that you should definitely try. Okay, so starting with delay, this is going to give us some of that echoing effect, makes the walls feel like they're further away. I'm gonna go with a stereo delay. My stereo delay is set to time, so that's like seconds. I wanna switch it over to musical notes, and I'm gonna make it a quarter note delay.
I never lost my ground.
That's a lot of delay. I don't need that much.
Some couldn't see, but they're all looking at me now. My heart was far too soft before. Had to build up these calluses till it don't hurt no more. Strings break, then you sing something new.
Okay, that's really subtle and that's exactly how I want it. When it comes to delay, I'm creating a feeling, I don't really want to hear it. So my approach is basically to turn it down until I cannot hear it at all, and then turn it up just a little bit with the mix knob. Okay, I love the Reverb Pro. I'm gonna put that one on. I usually don't put width on my lead vocal. I only put that on the background vocals. But let's just see what it sounds like at its standard default setting, and then I'll tweak a little bit.
Been years now, it's clear now, I was right to leave. I took a chance that I could lose everything. No fear now, you'll hear how I never lost my ground. Some couldn't see, but they're all looking at me now.
I changed my mind. I'm gonna use the reverb because I love their church setting. I wanted to use that.
Calluses till it don't hurt no more. Strings break, then you sing something new.
That's pretty. I'm gonna turn the mix back a little bit so it's a little less Taylor Swifty.
And that's a damn hard truth, but damn you do. Sorry, this denim isn't as blue.
Cool, love that. Super clean. Again, similar concept for me personally. Turn it back so I almost can't hear it and then give it a little bit more. These two plugins right here are an opportunity for you to dial in your signature sound. You're gonna decide how much reverb and delay you want. Maybe you like that crazy slap sound effect. Maybe you do want that vintage super verbed out vibe. Go for it. This is your sound. If I were going for a really clean pop sound, I might actually stop here and call this my vocal chain. Again, we went super in depth with all of the tone shaping plugins in the last video, but let me give you a recap of the whole vocal chain up until now. I did a low cut out some of that room noise. I did my EQ, which again, I focused on what do I want to do to the high end, the middle, and the low. And then step 2, find that annoying frequency and notch it out. This is called a notch, by the way. Then I added a noise gate. Then I added my dynamic compression, de-essing, limiting, then my special effects. So let's talk about some of those additional optional effects that you can play with to come up with your signature sound. And I'm going to recommend right now that you put any of these experimental plugins before the reverb and delay. First category of optional vibes is called saturation. It's used to add subtle warmth and richness, also known as sweetening the vocal, but it can also be pushed into overdrive to create a distorted effect. Since I like a clean pop sound, I would probably go with the clipper and do some soft clipping. That's still gonna be nice and smooth. And I'm gonna move it over here and let's mess around.
It's back in the day when I listened to you.
That is not soft, but you might have just heard that and be like, that's my sound. I need to go get that clipper on there. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this amount way back.
The beat up leather notebook ran out of pages. We all have to live with a number of changes. I'm not the same as before.
That's cool. It gave it like a nice analog sound. I sound like I'm singing into one of those old school microphones, crooning to people sitting at tables eating their dinner. I like it. These here, Bit Crusher, Juicy Distortion, Fuzz, Crusher, Overdrive, those are all going to do a very similar thing. If you want this distortion type sound, test all of these out. Scrolling down just a little bit, you see these auto pan, auto wah, chorus flanger, rotary, phaser, stereo chorus, tape wobble, tremolo, vibrato. Okay, basically all these pinky reddish ones are going to be modulation effects. They're gonna make it feel like your vocal is moving in a certain way. Let's just throw a few on and see what they sound like. How about Ottawa? Ottawa, if you're from Ottawa, leave a comment.
It faded, the end's faded, it had lost its shape.
Not my taste for vocals, but I can see how that could be used on an instrument. How about chorus? I know I like chorus. Again, putting it before the delay.
Threaded the needle, not knowing yet what I would make. A clouded sky on a dark night with no guiding star. Gotta pick up your feet.
Play with some of these presets too. What does a velvet guitar sound like?
Blue as back in the day when I listened to you.
I like it. I would put that on my background vocals though. Let's see, how about tape wobble? Ooh, what is that?
The beat up leather notebook ran out of pages. We all have to live.
Oh, no. That sounds like the tape deck is dying. Play with these. These are so much fun. Other than those, I would check out the brighter knob, see if you like the way that sounds. Check out this vocal clarity plugin. And again, moving it over here. Actually, I'd probably put it before the limiter.
Live with a number of changes. I'm not the same as before.
Wow, that's so clean. I like that. My voice type is probably high, actually. Are you a medium voice or a low voice or a high voice?
Let the sun hit your leaves.
I am digging that. So again, just to get the impact of what this vocal changes did, let's have a quick listen to it with nothing on it and then turn all our plugins on and see how we did.
Sorry, this denim isn't as blue as back in the day when I listened to you. The beat up leather notebook ran out of pages. We all have to live with a number of changes. I'm not the same as before. Yeah, that denim jacket don't fit anymore.
Love it. All right, guys, this is massive. I'm telling you, what we just went over in the last few videos is honestly the most gate-kept, yet tried and true mixing practices that all the stars use every day. And the way Soundtrap is set up makes this so intuitive to navigate. So it's time you get mixing. I'm Chimera V, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Please leave a comment, tell me what you need support in, and I'll make you a video for it. Click that subscribe button and check out some more of my helpful vocal production videos right here.